Coming up next on VTV, a look at announcements both local and around the school.
Plus, Aiden's got our chilly and maybe even snowy weekly forecast.
And Nate will look into sports world to see how our teams did last night.
So don't go anywhere. VTV News starts right now.
Good morning, home of Flossmoor High School, and welcome to the Viking Television News Show. I'm Jane Ermschler.
And I'm Dylan Barnes. Lots to get to, as you heard, so we begin today by taking a look at the news and announcements around our very own high school. The debate team had a public debate last night in the North Cafeteria. Natalie Benson and Nehemiah Holmes debated against Mickey McGrory and Everett Van Til on the topic, the United States government should impose price controls on the pharmaceutical industry. The debate drew a good-sized crowd, which in the end got to vote for the winning side. In a landslide victory, it was McGrory and Van Til who debated the pro side of the topic that took home the prize.
HF is bringing back a 7-week test prep course that begins in late January for juniors only. Test prep classes will be held on either Tuesdays or Saturdays, and registration is now open. Celine Bucci, who has organized the event, thinks the course can be very beneficial to students.
Students who have been taking the course have regularly increased their score, sometimes as much as over 110 points. That's a significant jump for your SAT. And more importantly, there are tons of scholarships and other doors you can open by having a high SAT score.
If you want to sign up for this opportunity to sharpen your essential skills and test smarts, go to the 8-18 website and register. You'll find it in the events section.
The Edda magazine has announced its winner for the 2023 cover contest. The 4-week contest came to a conclusion last night as Tori Frangella was awarded the top prize in the $100 bonus. Frangella's photo will appear on Edda's spring magazine, which has the theme of magical realism. Ms. Sahar Mustafa, the editor of the magazine, was impressed with Frangella's use of theme.
Tori's won because hers was closest to this idea of magical realism. She took an original photograph that depicted an actual human body, but presented in a way that felt surreal.
Disgusting is one word students are using to describe the unfortunate aftermath they have to deal with when walking the HF path.
Who knew geese along this path could cause so many problems in the winter? But as Aaliyah Hobson reports, it's not the geese that are the problem, it's what they leave behind.
Imagine you're walking between classes at school when all of a sudden you feel something squishy under your shoe. You look down to see something green and mushy. This is a reality for all Homewood Flossmoor High School students who have to walk the 0.6-mile long path every day to get to class. So what's happening? Very simply, it's a goose problem. Or should I say, goose poop problem. The HF campus includes a pond which is home to over 50 geese who reside here, even during the winter months. They swim in the pond, eat, and have nests there, so naturally they're going to, for lack of a better term, use the bathroom there. What makes it a problem for the students is that the geese sometimes move 50 yards away from the pond onto the walking path to do their duty. Then, the path is literally covered in feces, making it nearly impossible to avoid on the walk.
I think something should be done about it, and it's a nuisance, it's inconvenient, and we don't want goose poop on our floors.
The problem doesn't stop on the path. Walk anywhere in HF and you'll quickly see goose poop on the carpet, brought in by unknowing students who track it in on their shoes. Head of maintenance Jim Patterson has had to deal with this issue, dedicating more of his staff to cleaning up after the geese.
So what we do here at Home of Flossmoor is we bring in a company called Wild Goose Chase, and they come in, they kind of use a scare tactic, they bring their dogs in, because goose are known they're going to migrate back to the same place every year, right?
The HF students definitely appreciate that this problem is being taken care of by maintenance. Knowing this issue is being dealt with will certainly make walking the path easier. From VTV, I'm Aaliyah Hobson.
Thanks for that report, Aaliyah, and hopefully there's something maintenance can do to help the problem.
I hope so. I've already ruined 2 pairs of shoes. It is literally disgusting.
Taking a look at local news, tickets and a special holiday ticket option for the 2023 BMW Championship at Olympia Fields Country Club are now available. Fans should visit bmwchampionship.com to secure their tickets for the 2023 BMW Championship, the penultimate event of the PGA Tour's FedEx Cup playoffs, to be held August 15th through the 20th right here in Flossmoor.
Local musician Chance the Rapper, along with support from his organization called Social Works, will be hosting a night at the Museum of Science and Industry. The event benefits people experiencing homelessness and will take place this weekend. Tickets are $15 for general admission and can be purchased online at socialworkschI.org.
It was a good night in sports yesterday as both the basketball and gymnastics teams were in action. Nate Locker has all the scores and highlights. Nate?
It was a good night, especially for our hoops team, which we'll get into in a minute. First, our lady gymnasts were in action as the Lincoln Way cohort team came to HF for a dual meet. Some of the HF gymnasts gave their personal best performances, including Leslie Dean, who finished in third place on the floor exercise with an 8.30. Jordan Flowers finished fourth place on the beam, uneven bars, and the vault, propelling her to a second place finish in the all-around. But it wasn't enough, as Lincoln Way East took the meet by the score of 137.45 to 126.45. The basketball team continued their momentum with a big 65-52 win over Thornton. The Vikings seemed to be in control of the entire game and got a serious performance out of senior Vince Davis, who put in 21 points, 10 boards, and 3 steals. The win takes the team to a 14-8 record on the season, and they prepare for another SWSC matchup Friday night against Lockport. Though the baseball season hasn't started yet, one player has been hard at work training in the offseason. And why? Because he, along with many critics, are expecting big things out of this potential high draft pick. VTV's Jack Berry has more.
After his junior year, Dylan Head was tasked with deciding what college he wanted to attend to pursue his baseball career. Now he would be tasked with an even tougher decision this year, to take his talents professionally through the Major League Baseball draft or to honor his commitment and attend Clemson University. Head was always touted as a high prospect, but national attention skyrocketed throughout the year due to his strong performances at national events. With his performances during the summer, Head shot up both the Illinois and national rankings, unanimously being ranked as the #1 prospect in Illinois and ranked inside the top 10 nationally by perfect game. Head talks about the pressure of this season.
Baseball is a space where, I could just, let everything go, be free. So I don't really think too much of it, not too much pressure. So really just going out here having fun with the guys. We all seniors, just going out senior year with a bang.
Head earned first-team All-State for his performance during the 2022 high school season and earned an invite to the USA Baseball PDP League. He also earned invites to the MLB All-American Game and the Perfect Game All-American Game, where he got to truly put his talents on display. Homewood Flossmoor head coach John McCarthy talked about how Head will have to deal with all kinds of attention this season.
So I think Dylan's going to handle it really, really well. He handles pressure like he does anything else. He tries to minimize it and not make it too big of a deal.
The draft buzz started this fall with the initial draft rankings. Head ranked 10th out of all high school draft prospects and 40th overall by MLB.com. Known for his elite speed, he was given a grade 70 out of 80 for the run tool, which ranks second among MLB's top 100 prospects. Head talks about his work ethic that has gotten him to this point in his career.
Obviously, wake up, eat, go to school, Sometimes it depends on my training regimen, stuff like that, recovery. So it's very important to have a, organized schedule throughout my day.
The accolades have not stopped coming. Head was named the best high school baseball player in Illinois and a first-team All-American by Max Preps. He is looking to be the first Homewood Flossmoor draftee since 2019 and the highest draftee the school has ever seen. The draft starts July 9th in Seattle. For VTV, I'm Nico Bilgi.
The baseball season starts February 28th, and I know I can't wait to see what Dylan does this year on the field. That's all I have in the Sports Corner today, but be glad that winter sports are inside because the forecast Aiden has is pretty cold.
Yeah, quite cold indeed, and unfortunately our future forecast isn't looking too promising. Right now in Homewood Flossmoor, we are mostly dry, but don't be surprised if we have some light precipitation throughout the day. Currently it's 36 degrees outside, and you can expect a high of around 43. As I mentioned, there's really no relief in sight. Tomorrow we have a slight chance of rain in the morning. Luckily, temperatures will be remaining in the lower 40s throughout the day. But then, as we take a look at Wednesday, whoa! Those temperatures are dropping with a high of only 31 and a low of 24. The rest of the week we can see much of the same. As Thursday and Friday will barely get out of the upper 20s, we'll probably see some sun on Friday, but the temperatures will stay frigid all the way through the weekend. So if you don't have any plans to be outside, then don't make any.
Well, at least you didn't mention anything about snow.
This is true, and it may be cold, but at least we're going to avoid any snow, or at least any actual accumulation.
All right, thanks, Aiden. That's going to wrap things up for us today. Keep us tuned to your dial, and we will be back tomorrow with more news and sports. I'm Dylan Barnes.
And I'm Jane Ermschler. For Aiden Kozel, Nate Locker, and everyone here at VTV, have a great day.